Oh, look who's back. No, I don't want anything to do with you. No. Stop sending me gifts. Cobain, stop sending me gifts. I don't want anything to do with you. Yes.
Hello ladies and genitals, today we're going to be taking a look at Elphaba. Now it does seem like she can't really go a day anymore without doing something controversial, and this time it's relationship drama. So it turns out she has a new man who goes by the name of Cobain, and I'm sure there's something in the air when he's around Elphaba, and I'm not talking about Teen Spirit when I say there's a smell. But what started as a lovely Valentine's gift of a keyring now seems to have all gone south because Elphaba believes that she's being used for clout. Essentially, Elphaba found that Cobain had gone live with her worst nemesis on the clock app, known as Mama Kaz, and she was really angry and upset about this, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But during said TikTok live, Cobain was faced with a question, and his response was quite telling.
So you're telling me you generally fancy that?
Of course he doesn't.
Of course he doesn't. Come on, you ain't making...
correct.
You're forgetting your $3.99, do you know what I mean?
Why am I green man? I don't know.
You need everyone to see the... Do you know what I mean?
Even if you don't, maybe just say you do. If you are going to go to the lengths of dating Elphaba for clout, at least try and make it seem convincing. But yeah, apparently this Cobain bloke does OF or something like that, I don't know. If that is true, then using Elphaba for clout is really fucking dodgy, because consider the average age of her audience, you know, it's not a very good look. Clout by any means is genuinely such a massive plague, and it seems like TikTok almost encourage it. But of course, Evil Queen wants to get involved now.
This lad, didn't I say, everybody? I said, didn't I? Who remembers? Who remembers me saying about this clout chaser?
This is the guy I'm talking to, everyone.
What?
This is the guy I'm talking to, everyone.
He's awful. Horrendous looking.
Yeah, this is me with the keyring, guys.
She's not wrong, but what sort of friend takes the I told you so approach?
Don't promote your page, babe, on my account. I've got a very strict audience.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do it on yours, it's fine. Don't go onto his page. Not from mine, anyway.
It's Elphaba's.
Don't bother. Send me all the money.
Don't.
It's not nice at all. It's disgusting to do this to anybody. And all he was doing was promoting his OF page and clout chasing.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, promoting the OF to young audiences. Obviously, a very, very strange thing to do on his behalf. But let's be honest, he clearly doesn't have any morals if he's willing to date Elphaba just for clout.
Everyone follow me on TikTok though, and follow my Instagram. It's the same as my TikTok username.
See?
Okay, so there isn't even any subtlety there, is there? But it is also kind of sad hearing Elphaba almost crying about people not going and sending him money and going to his live. But I suppose also begging for follows is sad as well. So that's one thing that they have in common. But a question to Elphaba, at what point do you start enjoying this sort of income from your live streams? Because you literally sit there and beg all day and you just don't do anything. And when you do go out, it's drinking with your TikTok friends. Do you not ever want to like go on holiday, put the phone down, maybe do something for your own amusement, buy something for your own amusement? Well, actually, she did.
Bitch, I am. That's the process. No! Hello! Welcome, Earthling.
Well, that was actually quite funny. Remote control UFO hitting breaking point just like relationship with Cobain. Sorry if that's a spoiler. But let's be honest, I wouldn't be making a video on them if they'd merely had a little argument. But speaking of arguments...
And you have to learn to ignore it, because if you're going to get involved with it...
No, I'm not gonna entertain it, no.
Exactly. You need to look after yourself, because you've got enough on your plate. And just don't give the people the time of day. Like, honey, like, Mama Kaz could never get chased for a photo or get people wanting photos of her.
Right. Okay, flexing being stopped for photos is genuinely so weird, considering that the only reason that you are actually infamous is because people want to laugh at you, not with you, and also kind of go, Elphaba, why don't you stop what you're doing? But it's funny how they've literally at this point been dating for about 5 minutes and now she's trying to act like his social media manager. I get to say that maybe you're uncomfortable with something, but to go public and start barking orders is just mental. But to be fair, I do think that in this case, things like this could actually be quite tough for Elphaba. That's not to say that I have sympathy, because I don't, but I can sort of understand where she's coming from when she worries. When all of your comments and all of your friends are telling you that this guy is trouble, well, it would kind of play on your head. But to be fair, having fake bricks behind your bed and wearing a full football kit indoors, well, what do you expect?
But I'm just going to say this, Cobain, in the nicest effing way to you, and I'm going to be very truthful. If you go live with Mama Kaz again, or Inspector, or anyone like that, and you know you're fully doing it, I will never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's fine. I won't do that.
Good. Thank you. Hope that's understood.
I would be straight into that live stream in a flash. Well, actually, no I wouldn't, because I wouldn't put myself in that position in the first place because I'm not a... what's it called? Sad case. But his reaction at the end of this shows you all you need to know.
Such a naughty new.
The guy is clearly taking the piss out of her. And to be honest, maybe you lot in the comments will shout at me for this, but I kind of starting to feel a little bit bad for her. Because playing devil's advocate here, any relationship she enters is always going to be so public and all sorts of things like this are always going to come up. But then I just cast my mind back to all the shitty things that she gets up to and has done in the past, all sorts of sympathy. It exits me. So maybe, actually, I don't care. Sorry, Elphaba. But jump scare warning, I'm about to put CLA on your screens. Because this is the only way I could find a clip of this potential disastrous Elphaba moment.
Evil Queen's gonna give me her car.
Now you might be thinking, what is the relevance to this? Well, first of all, there was a previous clip that I was actually quite looking forward to showing you, where Elphaba said she wants to buy a green Lamborghini. Interesting, but Evil Queen's car.
Oh my god, are you okay? Oh, I think so. I'm a little bit shaken up, obviously, like, you know what I mean, but...
Yeah, Elphaba, maybe don't drive that car. Also, if I was you, I wouldn't be standing on, presumably that's the hard shoulder, because you're very close to the road and just filming your car. And if someone drives into you at presumably 70 miles per hour, I don't think you'll be going live on TikTok much anymore. But honestly, the thought of Elphaba, someone who is notoriously glued to her phone screen, being behind the wheel of a car on the roads in the country I live in, it's a little bit scary to me. Remind me not to be in my car anywhere near Elphaba's territory. But on the flip side, partner, a car, life is looking up for Elphaba right now. Well, maybe this might change your mind.
Is it warm? Yes.
Baby, that's a staph infection.
Oh good. Imagine your arm being medium rare. How are we now going from scabies to a staph infection? Now, I'm not too familiar with this type of infection, so I took to Google to find out some more. And apparently it can genuinely be quite bad if not treated. Like, according to this website here, it could be fatal. And as much as I dislike Elphaba, I don't think I'd wish that on her. So maybe actually take this one seriously, unlike the scabies. But honestly, I've never known one person to have so many issues in relation to skin. Like, either she's genuinely extremely unlucky or her hygiene just doesn't exist. And I know what most of your answers to that question will be, so I'll leave that up to you guys in the comments. But speaking of our aesthetically challenged friend's hygiene, this is what her good friend Evil Queen had to say.
She needs to use the medicated shampoo. This is my advice as a woman. I am a woman from a male, so you should be booking in for some laser hair therapy, not buying karaoke machines and flying objects and useless tats. Maybe the karaoke machine's okay because it's for your talent, so that's different. Like, if you're really, really serious about this, you need to start taking it seriously, because you're being my friend, and at the end of the day, you can't be my friend as a trans woman and disrespect trans people, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm probably not the most qualified person to talk upon this. The shampoo comment is valid though, but I do get a lot, and I mean a lot, of comments about Elphaba's attitude to being trans. And from what I can gather, she has annoyed a lot of people because she hasn't done any form of surgeries after raising copious amounts of money to do so. And then she ends up spending her money on little UFOs that fly into her wall. But obviously, I don't want to go too deep into this sort of topic because I don't really want to upset or offend anyone. I just think from the general reaction from my audience and now Evil Queen that Elphaba is starting to annoy a lot of people in the trans community.
You should be using your platform to be informative and educational and explain about I get facial hair and blah blah. I'm going to be going to get some laser done. You want to do vlogs, don't you? You've said this. Vlog your journey, you know, start taking pride in your appearance, wash your hair every 2 days or so. I just wish that my hygiene came up to standard, because it was there, she was there, and it has been dropping lately.
Somewhere in there was constructive feedback. I personally don't know anything about Evil Queen. A lot of people say that she is an issue, but I think, to be fair, in this instance, she made a fair point about trying to, use the platform for being informative and, washing. Because at this point, anything is better than what she currently does. But imagine your life getting to the point where people are making videos about your lack of hygiene. I'd genuinely not be able to show my face in public ever again. That would be mortifying. And this is somebody who knows her personally. She'll see what the cameras don't see. And that is extremely worrying. But let's take ourselves back to the boyfriend situation, because Elphaba essentially found out that she was being used.
I just got used. A man used me for views.
Great start. I'm sure this is going to go down like a very normal and mature breakup.
He kept pressuring me to go live with me.
Yeah.
And said, I think I love you. I want to date more. I don't want any. I can't have my feelings played with at all. And he goes live with one of the worst enemies I have. One of the worst enemies.
Worst enemies? I'm assuming that she means Kaz. And honestly, you're both just a pair of sad cases shouting at a phone all day. It's always just a quest of who can be the most insufferable so people search our names. It's quite frankly ridiculous. And I know it may seem very hypocritical because I make lots of videos about Elphaba, but I cannot wait for this era of the internet to be over. This TikTok live phase everyone's going through is genuinely such a plague on society. I honestly believe it makes people think that this diabolical behaviour is acceptable. I would be so embarrassed if I was one of these TikTokers, because yes, money, but you can't even go to get groceries without being filmed like you're some sort of extraterrestrial. You go out drinking with your friends, you get unwanted attention. But to be fair, it's probably not unwanted to this social leech.
It's not you need to go out and enjoy yourself, you know what I mean, babe?
Yeah.
As simple as that advice was, I'd say maybe listen to it. Put the phone down and maybe live your life. What memories are you creating right now? When you get older and you think back to your youth, all you're going to think of is how often your phone was glued to your hand. It's just no life. I personally don't get the appeal. To me, money isn't that amazing for me to literally sacrifice my life. And yes, she may be wealthy, but you couldn't tell. But the little weasel from earlier who was trying to use her to get clout, well, he didn't take the breakup very well. Or maybe he just wants to promote his adult content to not adults. I don't know.
Oh, look who's back. No, I don't want anything to do with you. No. Stop sending me gifts. Cobain, stop sending me gifts. I don't want anything to do with you.
That's not quite gone very well for Cobain. Maybe he just wants to breed. Last Nirvana joke, I'm sorry. But getting rejected by Elphaba, I think you may need a hiatus, my friend. I would hide myself away. Forever. Hibernate, if you will. But I do find it quite funny that he thought the way of getting her back would be just to send her gifts on TikTok Live. Because let's be honest, I'm sure it was a 50-50.
You've hurt me. You've really hurt me. So I'm blocking these people.
In all seriousness, that was quite a mature decision from Elphaba there. But if we look at the bigger picture and cast our minds back to earlier, it's all because of greed. Elphaba was saying earlier, send the money to me, not him. Which, let's be honest, shouldn't come as a surprise.
I blocked him now. Who needs men anyway? Who needs men? Who needs men?
Well, clearly you, when you fancied him. And I'm sure she's saying this merely for copium. But you are live to thousands of people. If you really were that upset, you'd take some time out to yourself. But no, you want to show everyone just how emotionally tortured that you are. Your 3-week relationship ending has really crushed you. Oh no. Boo-hoo. But then she goes on to take some stress out on this weird-shaped ball. So intimidating, please don't hurt me. Or go anywhere near me, for that matter. Who knows what I'd catch. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mutation in that room of hers.
It's funny how he's sending me like a tenner. Yeah.
So if he hypothetically sent you £15, would that suffice? You could have easily left it at the I've just blocked him part, but no, the money's involved again. You just had to drop in the fact that he's offered you a small amount of money. Typical Elphaba, but as of right now, apparently she's on some sort of clean arc.
Okay, 5. So, first one is going to be shower. That's today. Then teeth will be second.
Great. Normal day-to-day things. Normal things to not be grim.
Then I'm going to say reward is £5.
5 Great British pounds for having basic hygiene standards. If only it was that easy, folks. But where does this money come from? Does she have some sort of like in real life money glitch? To be fair, she is named after a witch. It would be wicked if you could magic me up a £5. But anyway guys, that is where I'm going to leave today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free and it helps me out massively. And yeah, cheers. Bye.